Hey buddies, welcome to Amass Games. My name is Simon. Today I'm going to show you setup, play and review the game Sly Dice. So this is a game by Brain Games, a Lithuanian company, and the game is made in Lithuania. It's a game placed over a number of rounds. It'll be 8 rounds, for example, in a 2-player game. It'll be 9 rounds in a 3-player game. Now in this game, and I must admit, the box lid is extremely well put on, and it's a very good quality, thick box, but sometimes it does take a bit of effort to get this lid off. But as I do a whole setup, play and review, it's just to let you know that, well, firstly, you do also need to be aware of how difficult this box lid is to get off, but also that obviously that isn't necessarily a bad thing because it's very strongly put together. So you are going to need one of these vanity shields. This is like a secret area where you're going to be rolling dice and bidding. So we've got lavender for my name and obviously a lavender mat in the center here, which you don't need, but it just helps the dice roll a bit less. And also to kind of cut down the noise. So everyone else is going to take a shield if they're playing. And again, it's a 2 to 4 player game. It takes about 20 minutes. You're going to be rolling 3 dice into the center, and you're going to be rolling 3 dice behind your screen. And if this doesn't drop over, let's see how it goes. So I'm going to move mine that way a little bit there. Now, of course, people wouldn't normally have seen that, but I'm just doing it like that. Okay, so the aim of the game is to try and score the most points. And the way you score points is there'll be a score pad provided, and you're going to try and complete various objectives on your turn. Now, there are cards that are going to come into the center. This card is always in play. And what this means is you're trying to be getting 26 victory points via these dice. Each of them you could say represent a victory point. Basically, you're trying to get a combination of dice of the 3 in the center and your 3 to equal at least 26. Now, the second card you could do, because it's random now, is this card here, which I'll talk about in a second. You have a third card, which I'll just leave off to the side, and a fourth card. You are going to pick a card. And let's just say that we start with the first player, which one I'm going to try and complete. So for example, I could take one of my tokens and say which one I want to do. But first and foremost, everybody's going to be rolling their dice and thinking what on earth they want to try and achieve. Only one person can choose to go for a certain thing, and hence where the bluffing element comes into play. So what we're going to be looking at here is, well, what can I do? Now, what's interesting is there's a very nice little instruction set. So if ever you're wondering what on earth these things represent, this means you must get at least 16 or fewer at most. This one over here is basically also an instruction guide, which is very handy. It's got letter I, and it's part 5. So you flip this thing over, and you go to 5I, and what that means is the sum of all 6 dice equal less than 26, for example. So this one over here is 5I, and sorry, it's 5L. In this case, it means the combination is a challenge. The player successfully roll the 3 dice 3 times to score the combination. Important that these rolls are extra rolls and they do not take place into the player's counts. So in this instance, what we're trying to be doing is you're trying to get a certain thing. The first roll, the sum of the 3 common dice has to be those in the middle. The second roll, the sum of the player rolled on their first roll. And the third roll, the sum of the player rolled on their second roll. All right, so you're trying to get 3 things 3 times. Very quirky, interesting on that one. What this one over here represents is another different thing, which again, we can see what it is. It's down here, 5G. So again, what we can do is pick up this thing, turn it around, and see what 5G represents. A small straight, 5 dice showing each number 1 to 5, or each number 2 to 6. So let's see what I have. Well, currently I've got a 2s and I've got a 6. I've got 2 5s and a 3. So this looks a bit tricky, but I actually am only 1 away, I think. No, I need a 4. Yeah, I've got 2, 3. So I could try and go for this one, or I could try and maybe think about this. I've got 13 here, 13, 14, 15, 21, 23. So that's a bit tricky. So I'm going to try and go for this one. Now, I don't have it currently, so what I'm going to do is re-roll. I don't have to roll everything. I'm just going to roll 1 die because all I need is a 4. So I roll it, and this is basically added to me, but it's now visible, so it helps other people. Now I know I can't do that because there's already a 2 there, so that isn't good. But I do have 6, 12, 15, and I've got this. Maybe I'll try and go for this one. So I'll take this. I could take both. I'll just take the 1, roll it, get a 2, so it goes here as well. So I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 14, 17. So I'm still too high. So I'm going to now go for this one, control roll again. In this case, I did get the 4, which would have helped me here, but I can't do it. Now, actually, that last one, you'd actually keep behind here. I can't quick roll that one. So in this case, I might say, well, they don't know this, but I'm going to say I'm going to go for this. Okay. Now the way it works is I'm trying to claim that. they can see that there's a 4, 10, 14. They're hoping that I've got a 1, or I'm hoping I've got 1 or a 2 here. Now, what they can choose to do is say, right, I think you're telling the truth, okay? And basically what's going to happen is I'm going to claim that card. So I can claim that card for 20 points. But if they don't challenge me on it and I go, I bluffed, I get to take one of these cards, which I'll talk about in a moment. If they challenge me and I was correct and they were wrong, then what they do is they take one of these cards. Now, these are worse. They're cumulative. Now, you get 10 points for the first one. For the second card, you'll take 15 points for the second one, which means collectively you've got 25 points. For each one you take, you're getting better and better at bluffing, let's say. So you're getting more and more points. So 10, you've got 15 here. That's going to be worth 20. So that's now worth 45 points. So each time you want to keep on bluffing, the better it is for you. Equally, these are exactly the same. If you happen to do very badly at calling someone's bluff, these get worse. So again, 2 is going to be worth minus 25 points, 3 is worth minus 45 points. So bear that in mind. So that's round 1. Someone else sort of pick their thing, and then you can challenge them if you wish to. Round 2 starts. So if these 2 of the cards they would have picked go away, then it's their turn to pick, and then of course see what you want to do. So let's just get rid of, let's say, these 2 cards. Now, there are some other cards, just as I get some other cards out, just to tell you about the other cards in the game. There are some challenge cards. What challenge cards do basically allow you to modify stuff. So the bottom 4 cards here lets you re-roll some dice. You can basically turn a 2 and a 2 into a 4. Over here, again, you could be doing something different, and etc., converting stuff. Now, again, let's just re-roll these dice. Again, please hit the like button if you enjoy the content. Please make sure that you subscribe and hit the comment button and also the description button as well. And lastly, please share. And again, any questions, check out those comments as well. Okay, so what do we have now? Let's bring out a couple more cards. Let's draw them from the center of the deck. So we have this one here. Let's go fresh. Let's do this one here. So we could go for a full house, or we could try and get one of each number. So let's say, of course, it's their turn, but let's just say it's my turn now to try and pick a card. So we've only got 3 cards here. We seem to have lost a card. Let's just grab an extra one. So bring out this, or we did the one already. Okay, bring out this one. Okay, now this is interesting. So this one means you get 6 points for every 6 that you have. But, of course, you could be bluffing that you've got loads of 6s. So in this case, you're trying to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, we can see that's not possible. Over here, this is definitely possible. In fact, I've already done that. So let's hope they don't go for that. This one I don't think I can do. I've got 13, so it's at 13, 17, 18, 19, so I can't do that one. So let's hope they haven't gone for that, so I go for that one. Of course, I say I've done it. They say, are you going to challenge me? They say yes. I did do it. I get 90 to 20 points, but they, of course, are taking another one of these. So that's basically how the game's going to work. It's very interesting, you know. It's fun, but my review on this is it's a kind of a 4 out of 10 game, because sometimes you literally cannot do these things, and from the central dice, you know you can't do it. So unfortunately, that's where a massive letdown is to me. It's a shame, because apart from that, it feels quite nice. I like this. Is a good idea. The fact that you're penalised for trying taking, you're penalised if you don't. You can see most of the information. And like poker, you know, you've got the whole straights and full houses going on and stuff like that. But the downside is, you're simply forced by what the dice are. And there's not enough modifiers. There are some modifiers in the game, but again, only if they really come up necessarily. And I think there can be some more clarity in the rules. So it's a bit of a shame, because, it's a bit of a letdown for people playing this one. As I was very keen to try more of Brain Games' games. And this one, unfortunately, is one I've heard about, and it wasn't really up to what I hoped it would be. But I hope you still found it of interest. You know, again, if there's something here that you find is light and you don't mind about scoring too much, then it's definitely a game for you. Now, it does come with a score pad, but to be honest, typically you won't need it. It's only if you're trying to score those 6 times cards, you know, how many 6s or 1s do you have, that it really matters. Now, of course, again, being a 6, if you roll 6s, then you're going to get a much better score than if you roll 1s as well. So it's a shame that hasn't been negated, so to speak. But it's practically there. It's just a shame that it was kind of let down. Again, these kind of things have been working relatively well. They don't necessarily fall over. They are quite stiff, you know, stiff as this box. So, you know, there are some good signs. But again, for a whole game, unfortunately, it is let down. So, it's something that I hope you found of interest. Of course, this will be in the playlist channel for, you know, how to set up, play, and review, and hopefully you will find that to be, you know, something else that you will discover. Of course, the last 20 seconds of this video will suggest something for you, I think, based on what you've already watched on the channel, to see what might be of interest for you. So yeah, tell me what you think. And let me type this all back in as well. But any questions, please let me know. As you know, I do reply very quickly, and I look forward to seeing what you think. All the best. Bye for now.